to 11:11 with Chaga Tea. I'm Fiona Barrett. I'm a health coach. I help mums after they've had children to get themselves back on track with their life. And I also have a passion for natural beauty, which is why I also created this supernatural lipstick, which is good for your lips and makes you feel more beautiful. And we're wearing it today, aren't we, Roberta?
Yes, we are.
And we also have guests in our studio today, Trouble the dog. And I'm going to let Roberta, who is the expert on dogs, talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you very much, Fiona. I am Roberta Chatis. I'm the author of Good Boy Jesse, who is a golden retriever, a little different from Trouble the dog. But yesterday we went on a trolley ride where I read Good Boy Jesse on the trolley, and we went by different spots that I used to walk with him. I would really love to welcome you, Sheila Duncan.
Welcome, Sheila.
Thank you very
to
much.
the show, to 11:11 with Chaga Tea. And thank you for bringing Trouble the dog,
My pleasure.
who comes in this beautiful doghouse
Yeah.
that we want to hear all about. But I'd love to hear about the beginning of Trouble the dog, and I'm sure our audience would love to hear the
Trouble
story.
the dog was created by my niece Kendra when she was 12 years old. We had, as you know, a number of cancer losses in my family. My mother passed away. My niece's father passed away. My golden retriever, Irish, and my niece was at my home one night when the St. Jude telethon came on, and she was so tuned into that word cancer, I couldn't shut it off fast enough. She saw the children going through chemo, and she said, I've got to do something to help these kids. So she sat down and bloop, she drew a little dog. She named him Trouble. She did a little comic book strip. I turned it into a book, and we came up with slogans for Trouble the dog, like, where there's trouble, there's hope. When trouble comes, you're never alone. The latest slogan, which has come about by watching children's reaction to trouble, is that trouble touches souls.
And here we have
That's
a
beautiful.
brochure here,
Thank you.
Trouble touches souls.
Thank you, and he really does.
And
He's
this-
been touching my soul this morning. I've been having him sit with me for the last few minutes.
I know, I'm a little jealous.
And,
Yeah.
and I've been watching him with Fiona, and he's
Yeah.
working his magic on her.
He is.
I didn't say anything in the beginning. I can
Yeah.
see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a little soul of his own
Mhm.
going on, little spirit. He's sort of like, he's like a little guardian angel disguised as a dog.
You've done an awful lot of work to get this message out, and
Yes.
and the message really is strong. So I'd like you to share that.
It's a divinely inspired mission, and kids are being bullied, their parents are divorcing. We brought a truckload of trouble down to Newtown and did an event where we had over 55 children with their parents, showed them the Trouble House. They instantly got it. And
That's great.
That is wonderful.
The
Really?
interesting-
You drove all the way out there?
we did, yep. And the interesting thing is that a lot of these children would write, I love you on the side of the house. I would say, who is it that you're writing I love you to? And they would look at me and say, it's to Trouble.
Oh, how sweet
And they
is
all
that?
took him home and hugged him, and so there's a much bigger magic going on. Through Trouble the dog, I was connected to a rescue, the SPCA of Tennessee. The first dog I rescued after being connected to the president, she's originally from El Salvador, and she is a powerhouse, Selena Weissenborn. And the first puppy we rescued was this big, 6 weeks old, 6 pounds. He's now living the good life in Marblehead, and he weighs, I think, 120 pounds.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Happy as a little clam.
That is
Yeah.
fabulous.
And what
Yeah.
does he think of Trouble?
He thinks Trouble, you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because dogs, Trouble has a little energy going on. Dogs can sense it. They don't chew them up. They sleep with them. I have many pictures, a few on my website, and others that I just have, of dogs just snuggled up with Trouble. He's a coping mechanism for dogs too.
That is
It's
so
wild.
sweet. Well, I know I was helping you a little bit with the sale of Trouble and the dog. Just amazing, all the things that you've done over the years
Thank you.
to get Trouble out there to people who really need them. And it was heartwarming
Thank
to
you.
see all the people who their eyes lit up. A little bit about the story.
Well, the story about Trouble, the Trouble book, which my niece, as I say, wrote a comic book strip, is that Trouble was abandoned and he had no hope. He was abandoned in a box in New York City, and he was left alone. hopeless. And he finally was adopted by a grandmother, based on Kendra's own Nani, who she lost, who took him in. And then they rescued another dog based on Kendra's real life street dog. So it's a story of hope, and it's a story of never giving up. And the end of the book shows all the dogs, you know, there's golden retriever in the book too, of course. They're all curled up, nice and safe and sound, with Nani reading a story. And then in the stars we wrote hope, believe, and dream, because that's my wish for children today.
It's a wonderful wish.
Thank you. And it's not easy for them, so that's why we created Trouble.
And then you created the Doghouse.
I love a doghouse.
Thank you. So finally I found Stuffington Bear Factory in Arizona. They have been superb. And so this is our USA Trouble right here. And I'm thrilled with it. And the quality is better. As Roberta said, he's beefier, he's cushier, his material is plusher. More
Very
plush,
soft,
I suppose you
very
would say. Very soft, which is so important for this huggability factor
Yeah.
that he has going on. Also, as an add-on, a dear friend of mine, Bob Zarelli, who designed my own home, I said, I need some unique packaging for this dog. And he said, how about a doghouse, Sheila? I said, that would be good. So he designed this very sleek, very simple doghouse, and kids love it. So they can sit and color and let their emotions out, and so it's been
It's
very,
Kind
very
of like
good.
an expression of art.
Yes,
you know.
hot off the press, you know.
And I love the name, how the name reflects. You were showing us there. We're
Yes,
gonna
the
show
name
that
reflects on the inside of
to
the
our
box.
viewers as well. That's
Yes.
very cute.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of hard work, but I've been very lucky too.
And what's hot right now, Sheila?
What's hot right now is we have a brand new commercial that a gentleman contacted. He is the president of The Walk TV. Loved the mission of Trouble, giving kids hope, making kids smile. He asked me if I had a 30-second spot, which I didn't. A 14-year-old filmmaker stepped up to the plate, Blake Larson, and his assistant, Kyle Kliss. I took Kyle and Blake out for a cheeseburger at the Three Cod Tavern in Marblehead. And while we were sitting there, people kept coming up and saying, oh, my son won't sleep without Trouble. I sleep with Trouble. I took Trouble to Santo Domingo. I mean, I couldn't have paid for this to happen. And the two kids, two 14-year-old kids sitting at a high top at the bar, looked at me. I'll never forget this. And one of them, Kyle, said, you know, Sheila, Trouble touches people's souls. I was like, ooh.
And that's where this came out.
And the
And
filmmaker
this is
said,
adorable picture, by the way.
isn't,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh
a
my
true
God.
picture. That's from a little boy in Nahant. That's what he looked like when he picked Trouble up.
So how do we connect with you, Sheila?
Our website is troublethedog.net, www.troublethedog.net. I have people call me, 781-631-0887, who have questions, or sometimes they want me to write a note on a book, particularly, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Great.
So he's going to be a star.
I'm sure
I
he
think
is.
he already is a
think
star, and
so
he's just
too.
going to
Looks like he's
become a
pretty
bigger star.
comfortable.
If you have any Trouble stories, or you want to connect with Trouble, you can connect also with us on our fan page on 1111 with Chaga Tea on Facebook, and we love hearing from you and your stories. And I think we should toast to Trouble with some Chaga Tea. What do you think?
I think that's
so.
a great
I
idea.
think so. Let me
Okay.
bring you a cup.
Thank you.
Freshly brewed.
Freshly brewed by Roberta
Yes.
with fresh chunks.
There
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you
Thank
both
you,
very
Sheila.
much for having me.
Thank
Pleasure.
you. Really.
Thank
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing
You want to see
Trouble
trouble
with everyone.
all over the place.
Yes.
I want Trouble to be in the arms of every child who needs a hug. So
It's very sweet.
I'm not going to give up until that happens.
What a wonderful mission.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes.
The
Thank
truth.
you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
All right,
you.
here's to
Thank you.
trouble.
Here's
Thank
to
you,
Trouble.